time when the blind man takes your hand, says, don't you see? Gotta make it somehow on the dreams you still believe.
Hi, I'm Megan Cusick, and welcome to another episode of Vehicle Care Rockstars. The reason customers seek out auto repairers is because they can't, or won't, do the jobs themselves, right? So it might seem counterintuitive to educate those same consumers about automotive maintenance, lest you lose a potential revenue source. However, Audra Fordin, owner of Great Bear Auto Repair and Auto Body Shop, is dedicated to educating both women and drivers about maintenance in order to make shops more profitable. Of course, she has some other ideas on how to keep shops relevant in this fast-paced world. Stay tuned to find out more. How would you sum up the state of the industry in one sentence?
Progressive.
Okay, tell me more.
I think that the state of our industry is great. We're communicating so well to each other, and we have a lot of information that we're sharing when it comes on every level. You know, there's 20 groups, and there's networking, and then there's different kinds of programs and software and all kinds of resources. I think it's fantastic as an industry talking to industry.
But, I'm sensing a but.
On the other side of it, the customers, our clients, the consumer, there's a disconnect. There's a tremendous gap, which it's like debilitating. People are like dysfunctional, if you will, when it comes to like making sure their car is safe or understanding what they need. And our industry, while industry is great, talking to each other, there's a disconnect with a lack of trust when it comes to people taking care of their car. There's discrimination on so many different levels. I see it with obviously because there's a lack of women in our industry, and the consumers feel it, and there's very few female mechanics in the trade, and we have an impending shortage, which is also debilitating to us as an industry. So, industry is great. I love so much auto repair and everything about it. And because I see this kind of insight, I see that there is lots of great ways that we can continue to strive to do better, to make like better things happen in our great industry.
The way Audra has chosen to make better things happen is through her consumer education programs, Drivers Auto Know and Women Auto Know. Drivers Auto Know is a national program that connects consumers to auto shops who take a pledge of education. Women Auto Know is a series of workshops that educate female drivers on basic automobile knowledge and maintenance.
People want to understand, they want information, they get empowered, they're educated, they have information on how to get themselves out of an emergency, how to save time and how to save money is not that. It's more. It's a way to connect with your community. And the Women Auto Know is our not-for-profit, where pledged auto shops can invite guests and leads and facilitate Auto Know workshops at their auto shop, and allows the driver or the consumer or your guest or your lead, new people, to drive onto your location so that you can educate them. They can learn about your shop, learn about your values, and have a great experience so that they have a place to go. You know, over the years, I mentioned, over the years that drivers, they come in for generations. That's what you have to earn their trust. once you're clear on people understand what they need, why they need it, then they're going to buy from you. They have to buy somewhere.
Yeah.
So you might as well buy from somebody that you like.
Exactly.
And that creates the playing field for that long-standing relationship.
So, and what exactly are you teaching in these workshops?
We're teaching in the workshops things, first of all, what to do in an emergency, how to open your hood, how to know what services you need, when you need them, why you need them, which is tremendous because people don't really know.
Which might be astonishing to our audience of, auto repair shops and anyone automotive minded, but really most people don't understand how to work these basic functions of a car, right?
We recently, Drivers Auto Know, acquired a data company that focuses on the consumer experience and gives us tremendous insight onto their journey, what's going on, and then where the gaps are, and what's working, and then where the opportunity is. So I know that we're industry talking to industry. We're doing a great job, and the technology is moving so fast, and we have computers involved, and we're touch points all over the place with great publications and easy access to information. What we don't have is the consumer's attention. They feel taken advantage of. They feel ripped off. They're constantly saying things that are negative. They refer to their car in a negative way, and scams is often used until the marketing changes, until that's where we come in, until the consumer takes responsibility and accountability for their car, that's when the change is really going to happen. So our programs are looking to reach the critical mass so that we can make a difference for a generation and then have drivers who are really interested in maintaining their car and protecting themselves from unfortunately accidents and people getting hurt. If they know something, then they're more apt to take care of it. So that's what we're teaching. We're teaching education and empowerment at the greatest level because we're doing it transparently and in an authentic way so that people can get information that they need and be able to take care of themselves. I guess it's kind of like teaching someone to fish.
There you go.
If
Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime.
Yes, which opens up a completely another aspect of, as an industry, because we have this poor perception. People think like not only we're scammers and liars in a world where people want to be feeling good, we have this perception that auto repair it's dirty and it's discrimination and it's not professional and it's not true. Those false stories, maybe when the car was mechanical it was very different, but now it's computer controlled with sensors and cameras and electronics and artificial intelligence. It's so technical that you need this kind of brains. It's not all about dirty and heavy lifting. It's about being able to use your mind. And by the way, you make a lot of money. It's very lucrative. So by teaching basic Auto Know workshops is a gateway for the next generation to at least see that there's an opportunity. The way that I see it is, mom comes in and she has a workshop, or she comes in, not even mom, just she comes in for a workshop and learns how to do basic things on her car, right? I had a workshop attendee who she reached out to me to say that she was at the supermarket with her baby, and when she got back to the car, the battery was dead. So she opened up her hood, she jump-started her battery, she got back in her car, and was like, she couldn't wait to tell me, I'm a rock star. I did this and I feel the best. And all I kept thinking was, you had your kid in the car. They just saw you open your hood, jumpstart your battery, get back in the car and feel good. That next generation will now be more apt to do that because my mom did it. I can do that too. So it's opening up a door for opportunities, for career opportunities, if it's something that you enjoy, because we're desperate for new blood. Old people are retiring, and the pool of applicants is unfortunately scarce. I just read an article that from 2010 to 2020, 17%, the market grew, the career opportunity grew 17% in a 10-year span. We're flying through, but we don't have enough people coming into the trade to fill the gap that we need. Why, I don't know. Well, maybe I do know a little bit. There's very few women who are in auto repair, less than 4%. When I started, 40 years ago, we were flatlined. There was less than 1%. And now at almost 4%, I see movement, which is so promising because we're on our way. Slowly but surely, I see that there's more women who are coming into a great trade that I love. So I can only speak great things about the opportunities that are there, and looking forward to more women coming in.
That is an excellent opportunity. So let's touch a little bit on that. So you brought up the women question, so we'll bring up the women question. So how, because there are so few women, because that kind of maybe creates some apprehension among women or female customers, how can we attract and retain more women into the auto repair industry? What is holding them back from entering, do you think?
I think that there is a holdback on a level that's deeper than where we are on the surface. There's been generations of lost communication where people don't understand what's going on with their car. That lost time has just lingered into this perpetuating lack of interest in maintaining the car that you rely on. I mean, everybody needs their car.
Right. We
got to go from A to B. I'm in New York. We need to do it now. There's no wait time, and people are broken without their car, yet have very little guard on what to do to maintain it. Mm-hmm. So for women to get into the industry, at the very least, they need to, as a whole population, people need to just have a very interested, any kind of interest in the car that you're driving. Mm-hmm. Being able to just understand the basics is a really big deal. Mm-hmm. And then that would open up the door to career opportunity. I do have some insight. I'm on advisory boards for a lot of the local technical schools.
Okay.
And there is a trend that happens at the high school level where the guidance counselors are guiding the girls, young women, into other trades when they share that they have interest in auto mechanics. They'd be like, well, maybe you want to try something else. And that's coming from a generation who doesn't understand. So it's like the blind leading the blind.
Right.
The person who's guiding does not have the right insight in order to allow the opportunity for someone who's interested in this career to fulfill their passion. We know what makes us tick. You know what you like. Mm-hmm. You know what you want to do. And maybe if you really don't know, you know what you're interested in. So you should at least give yourself that grace to explore it and then make your decision. Not to have somebody else make a decision for you and be like, no, don't do that. Or have a parent be like, no, do something else because that's not the right trade. I assure you, doing what you love makes you a happier person in life. And it's not what it was. It's advanced. You need your brain. You need a brain. It's not like mindless work. It requires technical skills that it pays. It pays the bills, and it pays in quality of life. So as for women specifically, I think men too, just to know that you're not alone. There is opportunity, and even if just to start at the basic level, explore it and feed your passion, fulfill your inner self so that you can do what makes you feel complete. It stinks to be like unhappy doing what you do.
Right. And I know, you obviously followed your passion. Did you ever experience any pushback from your family, your father, on following him into this profession?
Interesting question. Yes. I was told that I'll never make it. I'll never be equal to a man. I don't have the skill or the ability or the fortitude and tenacity to make it through in this industry. And perhaps they, touched my ego button so I could be like, hold up, let's see exactly who you're talking to here and what exactly I can do. So that I did face those challenges. And then at some point when I went to, I got back from trade school and I went to college and I went back to the shop and I'm like, all right, Dad, this is it. This is what I want to do. He's like, no. You should do something else. Go find a job. And I was like, I thought about it and I was like, go find a job. I'm like, I think this is it. This is what I want to do, Dad. Really? No. Go do something, go better yourself, go do something else. And I was like, yeah, I thought about it. And I went back, I'm like, this is it. Here I am.
And indeed, there she was. After Audra took the reins, she made sure to propel Great Bear Auto Repair into the 21st century, even though by law, the business has to keep its early 20th century facade.
Your business is grandfathered into the neighborhood. You're not allowed to make certain improvements. So what, this is, you have a very old business, obviously. It's, 91 years? Oh, that's amazing, by the way. But obviously, times have changed. The way we repair vehicles have changed. How have you been able to update your business to, continue to compete in the modern age?
Oh, sure. So, like the building, like Landmark, can't change the structure of it, but inside, we're like modern.
Nice.
Everything's computerized and high tech and digital, and I used to have twin post lifts and single post all over the place, but the lifts go bad and now everything's electric and drive on ramps and all of the technology and modernization we have to be like that. If you don't update and modernize and get the newest software and have the subscriptions and the technology at your fingertips, you can't stay in business.
Right.
There's no way to fix today's car without those tools. You must. So there's always an adventure. There's always, it is an adventure, and there's always an investment that's constantly being made to keep up, because it goes so far so fast that there's it's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're not doing right by the customer. You're not doing right by the cars.
Right.
And you need the right tools so that you can, do it. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
It is though, and it takes a team. But my outside is the same. It looks like it did back in 1933. The inside is all done up with new technology.
Okay. Very cool. So I guess speaking of new technology and everything, it's the big question nowadays. Let's talk EVs. What are your thoughts? Have you had a lot of EVs come into your shop, to repair yet, or are they still kind of out there? They're driving, but they haven't come in.
New York is a green state. The Tesla and the Bolts and the technology is rampant. We have charging stations all over the place. I think that the EVs are, putting my personal opinion aside, in the repair shop, we have had classes and training and certifications on hybrids, on electric vehicles, And part of my company policy and procedures is that we are doing a minimum of 3 certifications a year, regardless of what they are, so that we're constantly improving who we are as a team, and collectively we're better for the community. And I bring that kind of technology and the advancements into the hybrid and electric all the time, especially because we service New York fleets and they're all green. We have a charging station on the property, and we have been growing with the technology. Otherwise, get out. You know, if you're not going to get up and get in it, then you don't belong. Right. And I don't know what's going on in Alabama and Kansas and, you know, all of these states that don't have state inspections. Baffles my brain. But New York is very progressive, very green, and very much on the cutting edge.
Okay. And so
that was good to keep my personal opinion out of it, right?
Well, I'm about to ask you, because you have intrigued me about this. It seems your personal opinion about EVs might be, you know, at odds with what you're doing there in the shop there. You know, just what are your feelings about electric vehicles? Are they the future?
I don't think that electric is our future. I don't think that the infrastructure is set up and established in a way that can handle it on a mass level. You know, Uber drivers complain they can't wait for 45 minutes at their charging station trying to, you know, get energy to go. And I've heard women's gripes that they feel victims sitting at a charging station for so long, waiting. At the same time, it chews up a lot of power. So you think you're going to get, you know, 200 miles to your full charge, but that doesn't count for extra weight, and it doesn't count for heat or air condition, or if there's a sensor that's glitching, like a door that, you know, wants to close but it's on the open position. I think that there's a lot of renters don't want it. There's not charging stations break all the time. There's no parts to fix them. There's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be established in order for it to be sustainable. And I believe that I've seen better technologies that are out there, like hydrogen, which would be, you know, better supplied here for us, where we're fighting for lithium. Yeah, I just, no, in my personal opinion, you know, I don't care for it, but it is what it is. It really doesn't matter what Audra thinks. It matters like what's going on in you know, in the automotive world, and what the manufacturers are making, and then what the government is calling for.
Right. You know, because I mean, there comes a point, you know, whatever your feelings, it's whatever's coming in the door of your business. That's what you got to service. So, and maybe one day it will be hydrogen. We don't know. It'll be interesting to find out for sure. So, on that note, what advice would you give for aspiring shop owners today?
For an aspiring shop owner, my best advice would be know what you're getting into as far as what kinds of vehicles you're going to be servicing. There are lots of options now. And there's different makes, different manufacturers, different decades. And then once you're pinpointed on what it is that you want to do, you need to be specialized in that area. So having the professionals to service the vehicles, having the technology around it that you need so that you have the right tools, and, you know, build it and they will come. So another really great piece of inspiration, if you will, is to get involved with your community. They are your customers. So just because you're there, it doesn't mean anyone's coming to you. So get involved and do community service, if you will, do networking, get involved with the people in the area, go to other businesses and introduce yourself. Once the people start coming in, I think that's where the real connection comes, because it's your opportunity to shine. As a shop, you know, we specialize at my shop in all different areas of the vehicle. What we do that's really great, that makes us different, is our service. So knowing your name, understanding your, you know, who you are. Some people have anxiety, some people don't care. Some people want to leave you the keys and say, I'll talk to you later. But that all comes with transparency and earning somebody's trust by having real conversations and being able to communicate with the driver in a way that they understand breaks through barriers and will speak volumes to them and to their pocket, because they have an understanding of what they need and why they need it when there's open communication. I also think that people want to participate in their auto care. They need to just understand what it is that their role is on how to do that. And that makes all the difference in the world. So if you're going to open up your door and make an inviting, welcoming environment for them, and then they are educated, not intimidated, and you show them and you tell them what they need, and then you tell them and not sell them so that you are of service, it speaks tremendous volumes, and that creates a long-lasting, great relationship.
Empowering drivers to be safe in their cars and allowing them to make smart decisions about prolonging the lives of those cars so they can save money is the sort of attitude that makes Audra Fordin stand out from other auto repair shop owners. Her care for her customers and the community at large, not just her bottom line, is what makes her a vehicle care rock star. She's set out to make a difference, and there's no stopping her now.